Hello, and welcome to the Kids Closet Connection POS training. In this module, we will walk through all the steps necessary for setting up your POS system at your first sale event. Before you run your first sale, you will first need to go into your C: hard drive and click on New Folder. Type in the name KCC POS and hit the Enter button. Next, you'll need to log in to the Marketing and Resource Portal, and you'll need to download 3 files that are listed in the POS System folder. The first one is the KCC POS System. You will need to right-click on it and click on Save. Click on Save Target, and then place the file on your desktop. There are 2 tones that the system uses that you will need to place in your KCC POS folder. The first one is air tone. Right-click, click on Save Target As, go into your C: your KCC POS folder, and hit Save. You'll do the same for the success tone. Save Target As, KCC Success Tone, in your KCC POS folder. You will next need to verify that you have Microsoft Access on your computer. If you have purchased it, that is okay. If you have a trial version of Microsoft Office, you will need to uninstall it if you do not plan to purchase it. After you have determined that you do not have Access 2007, go and Google Access Runtime Download 2007 in the Google bar. You will come to several websites. Click on the official Microsoft Office website and click on the download button. When you download it, you will want to place this on your desktop. Do not click on Run, but instead click on Save As, click on Desktop. The next step of the process is to install Access Runtime. It's already loaded on your desktop, so click on it and run through the installation steps. Accept the terms and continue through the process. Now that you have Access Runtime installed on your computer, you have several key files in the KCC POS folder. We are now going to begin the process of actually opening up the point of sale system. If you recall, you've placed it on your desktop. So the first step is to click it and open it up. At this point, you should get a screen that looks like this. If you're running it from the non-runtime version. Otherwise, you'll go directly into the system. If you do get this screen, just click on Enable this content after clicking on the security warning, and that will take you to this page that will allow you to begin building your first sale. You're now at the main menu for Kids Closet Connections POS system. The first step is to start a new day, but there are only 2 menus that you'll ever be on. The main menu, and in a second I'll show you the transaction menu. We want to remind you that every time you hit the Save button, it saves it to a database. So even if you have a problem with the system, you can rest assured that every transaction, when you save it, saves it, and even if there's a problem, you're okay. So let's start the process of having the first day of our first sale. The first step is to click on Start a New Day. This will take you to the Daily Setup tab. It will type in today's date, and we're going to answer several questions to help our first sale. The first thing is we're going to call the computer name. I'm going to call this Ken. It's the first file of this day. In most cases, you'll only have 1 file. The exception will be on a half-price day. You may have a half-price sale in the afternoon and create a file number 2. But for the most part, you're going to do that. We're going to call our sale Sample. And I'm going to call that sale Sample Fall 2014. So I know that this is the computer Ken and the name of my sale is Sample and was for fall 2014. Hit the enter button. There's that buzzer. It lets me know that I need to answer a question. It says, would you like to add it? I say yes, and I go on with the other. Answers the questions. This is not a discount day, so I answer no, and my tax rate for the sample sale is 8.0%. I now hit the save button. The POS system acts independently of the website, and that's by design. That way, if you don't have Wi-Fi at your sale, you can still have the sale. But to have the two systems interact, you will first need to go into your sale and click on the word Manage. Then I want you to click on the word Reports, and the next is to click on Consignors for POS. This is going to create a file called, in this case has a funny enough number, 3421 Signed Up Consignors. It's a CSV file. I'm going to click on Save As and put this file on my desktop. Again, I'm looking for the word Signed Up Consignors. After I've saved the Sign Up Consignors, I'm now going to import the consignors for my sale. This is going to tell the POS system which consignors are valid and which are not. I'm going to go in this little box that says Consignors and click on my sale name, which is Sample Fall 2014. Next, I'm going to click on this box that says Import. I put the file on my desktop. I'm going to look for that file name, and here it is, 3421 Signed Up Consignors, and I'm going to select it. At this point, it says the consignor list has been imported. I know that everything went right. If you get this little box on the side, click this double arrow. The next step of the process is to begin our first transaction. It starts by highlighting the Sample Fall 2014, and you can see at the bottom of the page it shows several tabs that will give me information about my sale. But I haven't run any sales yet, so that information is blank. So the first thing is to click on New Transaction, and now I have a new tab. You'll notice that the main menu has closed. The only way to get back to it is this close button. We'll talk about that in a second. So this is a transaction page. This is the page where somebody can either type in or scan, in most cases scan, a transaction. So we're now ready to begin our first transaction. You can see this is transaction number 1. And there's really 3 fields that you need: consignor number, the item number, and the price. On the half price day, there's a 4th column. We'll talk about that in a second. As you know, we recorded and loaded our consignor list. So let's scan a few items. And you can see it's really automated and goes very fast. On a rare occasion, you might get something like this. So you get the buzzer and it tells you that this consignor was not in the system. That's because the consignor probably signed up at the last minute. You need at this point to look at this number, which is 100, and verify that the tag definitely has the number 100 on it. In this case it does. 100 is a valid consignor. So I'm going to answer the question yes. For this one item only, I'm going to have to manually type in the item number and the price. At this point, I'm completely done with my transaction, and I'm ready to print it. You can see it's for $54. $50 in items and $4 for tax, for a total of $54. And I'm going to hit the Save and Print. That will print on your printer. Be sure that your printer that you're using is set as the default printer in your control panel. So go into your control panel, select Printers, and if you right-click, there's an option to set that one as a default, because our system will always print on the default. Let's say that you're also on transaction 2 and you're typing away and everything's going fine. You end up with a tag that you have trouble reading or is maybe damaged. I can type in 14644 and I can type in the item number 9555213. for 20 bucks. Oh, guess what? In this case, I have a duplicate transaction. You can see that's the item number I just scanned. I have three options. I can allow the duplicate. Sometimes people will bring, let's say, 5 or 6 bows on the same number, even though they shouldn't have Xeroxed it. In some cases, okay, but most cases, you want to delete the line item because that wasn't the right number. So what I should have typed in was 1464495555167, and the price in this case was $5, and everything went good. On a very rare occasion, you may accidentally scan the original barcode on a product. In this case, it comes up with some funky number that was not found in the consignor list. You want to answer this one, no, because if you put that in the system, it may reject. So in this case, you want to answer no and try rescanning the item to get a good entry. Sometimes during the process, somebody will say, I've changed my mind, I no longer want that item. Just click this X here, and the item will be deleted from the database, and the system will reset after you confirm that you do want to delete it. Always want to make sure that this the cursor is highlighted in this column. If somebody brings a closet cash card, which I'm going to scan right now, you have two options. You can scan it during the consignor number. If you notice, it put the item number right here. So I'm now going to save my second transaction, and someone walks up to me and says, could you reprint my transaction? I can either reprint transaction here and enter the number 1, which will reprint the transaction and set it back to 3, or I can print the last transaction. In this case, it was number 2. I can edit the transaction. So let's say that somebody who bought from transaction 1 no longer wants this $15 item. I can delete it, hit the save and print or the F4 button, and now I've edited that transaction and I'm back on transaction 3, which is where I left. And finally, the last option for editing a transaction, in this case is transaction 1 again, is to delete it. I edited number 1, and now I'm going to hit delete this transaction. I confirm, and I've deleted this transaction. Once you are done entering all the transactions for the day, you can, or any time during the day, but usually it's at the end of the day, you can hit the close button. The close button takes you back to the main menu. Again, we've highlighted Sample Fall 2014. You can see there's really only one transaction because we deleted transaction 1. It's transaction 2. And we sold $25. Wow. Obviously, your sales are going to be much better than that. You can see these options down here give you different views of the consignor. In this case, one consignor sold 2 items, one transaction number 2 for a total of $27. At this point, you are ready to close out for the day, and this is done by exporting the daily sales to CSV. CSV is a comma separated values Excel spreadsheet type of file that is used by our website. You can see here it says that this file, which is highlighted Sample Fall 2014, has not been exported yet. But we're going to change that right now by clicking on this button. Our sales from this have been exported and has been placed in the KCC POS file. So just click on OK. You can see the word exported shows up here that lets you know the file has been exported. We're now ready to go back to the website at the end of the day. But before we do that, we're going to click on this word close. We're going to back up the system, and this will take us back to our desktop. Do you remember the KCC POS folder we created on C:? If we go in there, you will see that our Sample Fall 2014 Ken file is a CSV file. Here's the X for Excel, and that is in there, and that is what we're going to import to the website so that our sales can go live. We're now going to go back to your sale, and on the same page as reports, we're going to click on something different. Transaction imports. Once we go to this web page, we're going to click on the word browse. we're going to go back to our KCC POS folder, and we are going to select Sample Fall 2014 Ken. I'm going to expand this with the date. So here's Computer Ken, File 1, 6/27/2014. We're going to import that by selecting it here and hitting Open. After we've done that, we're going to verify that today's date is June 27. Extra income would be booths. If you had booths, you would just put this once during your sale, and we're going to click Upload Sales Import. At this point, the website will say Scheduled to Import Transactions. Give it a few minutes and then come back and click on Refresh. So it's been a few minutes. We hit Refresh. We see the word Log, Edit, Delete. That's good news. When we see Log, Edit, Delete, that lets us know that the file was uploaded correctly and there is no problems whatsoever. The last step of the process is to verify the numbers of the report by hitting the back button and Reports to verify that $25 plus $2 tax is correct. Everything looks good. If you get an error message, you'll either need to try to fix it, which will come with time. You might be able to figure out some of the errors, or you need to give Ken or Chris a call. Again, you always want to verify the $25 matched the POS total, and there's a spreadsheet called Daily Sales Financial Log in Exhibit M that you should write down your totals from POS so the numbers agree. So it's now day 2 or 3 and it's for your half price sale. We're going to go back into the POS system, click on Options if necessary, and enable the content. Select the sale, start a new day, type in the same computer name, Ken, file number 1, sale. In this case, we're going to click on the button, Sample Fall, Discount, Yes, and the tax rate of 8.0%. In this case, because I'm going to go back and change this to 6/28, since today's would be a different date, and now I'm going to save it. You need to go back here, click on 6/28, and get ready for your first transaction. But before doing so, you will need to scan a special code that is in your exhibit. That is Exhibit E. You will need to scan the half price day barcode in Exhibit E. I just scanned the half price day barcode. That will allow me to do a new transaction on a half price day. In this case, I'm going to scan an item that is half price. Everything looks good, right? And here's an item that is not half price. I can manually input the item by typing in the consignor number, the item number, the original full price of $50, and then I can either type in 0 or 50 or select. In this case, the item was full price. And again, I hit Save and Print. I go ahead, just like before, hit the Close button. I go over here and see that this has not been exported for the half price day. I hit Export Daily Sales to POS. Again, I close it. I back out the system, and I go through the same process on the website of uploading a new file. I go back, transaction imports, and now I have another date, 6/28. I hit Open. This is the half price day. I upload the sales import file, and I hit the refresh button a couple times and wait for the Scheduled to Import Transactions to turn to Log, File, and Delete. And it did. I hit the back button, click on Reports, and now the $25 is $90. So that concludes the POS process for Kids Closet Connection. If you have any questions, again, Sharon, Chris, and I will be there to help you. This module is great to have available at the website, and don't forget that the full training is in your operations manual under Exhibit A. Exhibit A has all the training, and it also has a wonderful checklist. Good luck with your first sale and using our great POS system.